for
That's right. Well, that's fine. We'll edit out the beginning and everything, and then we'll run his intro music and everything. All right, we're up. Okay. Hello. Hi. Welcome to the CHL Season 6 Awards. I have fallen into hosting duties. This is Rushpock. I'm joined by two CHL players from last season, one former CHL player, and another coming back for his another CHL season. Let me introduce my first co-host. You can tell it's a summer season because he got an NHL bid. Of course, that is the new Vancouver Canuck player, Chief.
hello.
How does it feel to be in the NHL, buddy?
Feels good.
Yeah, just feels good.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first season in a while I wasn't manager, and I feel this is the season I'm going to make it. And sure enough,
Well, I know you're playing with my buddy F5 Penguin, but I know you're also playing with Sean, so it's a give and take situation in Vancouver.
honestly, I never witnessed anything with Sean. I know people aren't the biggest fans of him, but I've only talked to the guy a handful of times. He seems like an alright guy to me, so I'm not passing any judgment on him.
Yeah,
It's funny. Sorry, go ahead.
he's fine. He's fine until he gets going in the locker room. But nah,
Yeah,
he gets a bad rap, I think.
yeah, he's been pretty behaved. I mean, he's mentioned that he's trying his best and stuff, so all the power to him.
All right. Well, good luck this season in the NHL, and then coming back for another season of management. Everyone's favorite young gun, B Major. What's up, dude?
Not much, man. Just doing this draft here. We see a lot of good prospects and stuff. Good luck to everybody. I see a lot of good teams out there. A couple teams that might be under the radar. So definitely looking forward to this season. It's been a pretty good draft, and I'm just ready to get these CHL awards kicked off.
All right, buddy. Well, remind me again, what team are you going to be running this season?
I will be the GM of the Saginaw Spirit.
Okay. And don't forget, B Major is a major player in the CHL media world. He's already got some good interviews up, and I'm sure he's gonna have a lot more coming this year. So don't forget to check that out. But enough from us. You don't want to hear us talk. You want to know who won some of these awards. But let's get some of the stuff out of the way. The criteria was put together by myself and a few other members of a team. For the most part, they mirror a lot of what Leaky did with the AHL. There were a few things that we didn't take into as much consideration. The biggest is probably line mates. I always view, we all know the CHL is a feeder league. There's a lot of roster changing. There's a lot of quitting, unfortunately. People moving up and down. So it doesn't seem fair to really judge who you're playing with all the time. And also, as far as breaking it down with playoff teams and non-playoff teams, every team in the CHL made the playoffs. So there really was tough where to draw a line with that. We wanted to do, certain, over/under with points. So for the most part, we didn't really get too deep into statistics. Maybe next season, if I do this again or whoever takes over, maybe we can get a little deeper. But for now, this is what you got. This is what you're going to like. As far as selecting the winners, I opted to do it kind of an MLB voting style. Each member picked their top three. Whoever got the first place vote got 5 points, second place got 3, and third place got 1. For the most part, the awards were semi-unanimous, especially the big ones. There was one that came down to a tiebreak, which we'll get to in a little bit. But for now, let's just go through some of the awards that didn't require voting. The biggest, of course, the Memorial Cup, won by the Bellevue Bulls. B-Major, what can you tell me about Bellevue's season?
I've played Belleville a couple of times. They were definitely a tough team to play against all the time. You had the guys over there like Bullet and IRL Neptune, and there was just so many guys over there that really, really knew how to put the puck in the net. And they were also a good team defensively. One that stood out to me, Nubsy. Privatize was pretty good for them last season, and they're just one of those teams that no one expected them to make it this far. I know a lot of people had it coming down to North Bay and Chicoutimi or North Bay or Drummondville, but I think Belleville was a team that really came on the rise and came on the rise at a great time of the season. I think a lot of people having them going out against Kingston in round 2, so they definitely pulled down the hatches and did a great job managing to go out there and surprise a couple people and be able to hold the cup.
Okay, and speaking of Drummondville, they of course took home the President's Cup, which goes to the champion of the Q. And Bellevue, of course, also gets the J. Ross Robertson Cup as the champion of the OHL. A couple individual awards that were not vote-based. The Stafford Smythe Memorial Trophy went to the MVP of the Memorial winning team. That was selected by Bellevue GM Blue Steel, and he went with Method Mac. Now, this was just for the Memorial Cup, not the entire playoff run, where Method Mac had 4 goals and 2 assists. Blue Steel also picked the OHL playoff MVP. He went with Ramo 31, 8-1-0 in the CHL playoffs. Aichi, I am 0-4 lifetime in the playoffs. Have you won 8 playoff games in your career?
I haven't won 8. That's impressive. 8-1 is really impressive. I remember pulling this kid's stats and just looking at how well he played. I think I nominated him actually for Player of the Year just for his playoff performance. But yeah, no, I've never done that good.
Very few of us ever will. Of course, I ruined F5 Penguins' perfect playoff record with 2 losses this season, so he will not let me forget that.
Successfully ruined.
Absolutely. Well, yeah, hey, you know what? Like you said at the beginning of the most recent CHL season, me and F5 both went into bidding for the CHL. Don't forget that we both bought the game the day before CHL bidding began.
Yeah. And you both went for way more than I ever have.
We went for way more than we should have, yes. All right. The Gila 4 Trophy awards the playoff MVP of the Q, selected by GM Young Buck. He went with both of his goalies, and I allowed it because I didn't specify to pick just one. He picked Stoy, the goalie, and Pavs as his winner. I remember him telling me, he says there's no way that they even reached the playoffs without those guys, let alone how well they played once they got there. And the Ed Kenowith Trophy winner, the top scorer in the Memorial Cup, was Stiffy Nope. 7 goals and 2 assists for 9 points. Unfortunately, no Memorial Cup for him, but he gets the consolation of having the most points. The top scorer awards. The Eddie Powers Memorial Trophy for the AHL went to Bullets of Bellevue. 72 goals, 49 assists, 121 points. For the Q, the John Deville Trophy. Sorry, I'm not even going to try to do the French stuff. Kovalev, 27 of Voldier. 56 goals, 47 assists, and 103 points. I have a feeling we're going to hear a little more about both of these guys later. They were both up for CHL Player of the Year. But I want to jump into the last non-voted on award. Is the Coach of the Year Awards. These were picked by the BOG staff of the CHL for last season. The first winner for the Q was Golden Aces, Chichudemy. Hi, Chap. I know you know a little bit about Golden Aces. Why don't you talk about him real quick?
Yeah, no, I'm good friends with Quinn. He's a good guy. He comes from a long line of management experience and just organized league experience. Him and Breck built a very good team at the beginning of the season. Shit kind of hit the fan for them there mid-season, but Golden was able to pull it together and build the cup-contending team that ultimately was the best team in the Q, in my opinion. I mean, they stuck it to us in the playoffs, and I thought they were going to win it all. So it doesn't surprise me that Quinn takes this award home.
Yeah, you have to give credit. I always think of, and you know, he comes up every single CHL show, but Breck Easy he's almost like that really nice liquor on the shelf that you know you shouldn't buy. You do, you drink it, and then you regret it the next day.
That's so true.
All right, but no, that's the last time we'll mention him for this show, I promise. Nothing against him personally, but, you know, when you don't finish out the season in a management role, it always kind of hurts me a little bit, regardless of your reasoning. But the OHL winner, B Major.
Oh, wow.
Did this get spoiled for you? Or is this a surprise?
This is actually a surprise, man. Honestly, means a lot, obviously. My first actual freaking award that was when it came to on the ice stuff. I won media award this season, but first award when it came to like on the ice kind of thing. So means a lot. I know my team wasn't the best this season, but the guys that pulled it together, stay with it. Shout out to all you guys. AGM Gunty 222 really helped me a lot throughout the season. So I appreciate what that team did for me, and even though we didn't really pull through far, didn't get too many wins, didn't go too far in the playoffs, but I think we still ended the season on a high note, and means a lot for the award. So thanks to Zeno, Brody, and all the Bogs. Appreciate it.
No, man, well deserved. Congratulations. It's a reason when I sent you guys the list of winners, I left that blank on purpose. I wanted it to be a surprise. I didn't know you were going to be interviewing Zeno, and I didn't get a chance to listen to it, so I'm glad that he didn't accidentally spoil that.
Yeah, man, thanks to Zeno and Billy for actually coming down on the show last night. It was definitely a good one.
All right, so let's get into the good stuff. These are the awards that, of course, were voted on. We're going to start with the CHL Sportsman of the Year, the William Haney Trophy in the OHL, the Frank J. Sulkin Memorial Trophy in the Q. The criteria was this. Stats got you in. Your conduct kind of separated the pack a little bit. We were looking for guys, obviously, who didn't have any disciplinary action against them. And none of these guys did, other than, I didn't count if there was any, playoff violations for, maybe lineup issues or something. We know that the playoffs can get crazy, and I wasn't going to hold that against the GM if he had one of them. Multiple, well then, that is what it is. But
as long as you weren't a scumbag, you got in.
Exactly. For the OHL, this was the one that came down to the tiebreaker. The winner was Lazy Joey, the left wing from North Bay. 19 wins, 66 points, only 4 penalty minutes and 19 hits. He actually tied in point voting with JFK of Gulf Storm, but Lazy Joey had more first place votes.
That was it.
For the Q, the winner was Bernhard, left defenseman for Chicoutimi, 19 wins, 39 points. Wasn't credited. I don't know if it was, as we joked on the AHL show, if it was perhaps an OCR neglection, but 0 penalty minutes according to the League Gaming statistical page. And of course, Bernhard was taken 19th overall by the Vancouver Canucks in this season's NHL draft. Got sent down to the AHL, but it looks like he's going to open up the week in the NHL as an IR replacement. Have you gotten to play with him with Vancouver, Aichi?
I have not. I have not got to play with him, but I've played against him enough to know how good this guy is at the game. Congratulations, Bernhard. You deserve it.
Yeah, Chicoutimi looks like they were very, very stacked on defense. Rookie of the Year, which of course I think is huge for the CHL, especially now that prospects are all mandatory one season into the CHL with a little IR eligibility call-up and stuff like that, but for the most part, the prospects are spending all of their time in the CHL learning the ropes and everything. We'll start with the Q version of the award, and that went to another Chicoutimi defender, King Almighty.
Oh, nice look.
21-1.
Amazing.
57.
He is so dominant.
Those are crazy, crazy stats, especially for a defenseman. I mean, the points were there a little bit with 37. He wasn't the highest scoring, obviously, prospect on there because he played D, but, 21 wins is what jumped out to me when I was putting these nomination lists together.
Yeah, he was a no-brainer vote for me. You look at that record, I don't care how many points you get as a defender, what your plus-minus is. If you're winning games, you're doing your job as a defender.
Absolutely. No surprise, I think, for the OHL. Bullet, 92, 72 goals, 121 points, 20 wins. We talked about him a little bit earlier, but BMH had some very nice things to say about him. Another guy drafted 5th overall in the NHL draft by Columbus. Looks like he's been... Draft picks can go down without waivers, so a lot of the guys that get drafted in the NHL draft will usually begin the season in the AHL. He's actually because Vancouver had it's Columbus. But he's currently on their AHLTC, which I guess means he'll be randomly assigned to a CHL team after the draft, I guess?
I think they do that because they free up cap space during bidding.
Right.
Most AHL GMs will send down all of their draft picks just so they can bid on more guys.
Yeah, so who knows if he's going to be coming back up or not. But congratulations to him. And I should mention King Almighty was taken 2nd overall by the Rangers in the NHL draft.
Mm.
And I believe he'll be playing NHL.
I believe, yes. He's still, as of today, he's still on the NHL roster.
Good for him.
Defense. I don't think the Q winner is going to be a shock, considering who just picked up the Rookie of the Year. But King Almighty also going to take home Defensive Player of the Year.
Mm.
B-Mage, I know you were in the other league. Did you have you ever played against King Almighty?
No, I actually haven't, but when you look at the stats, like Cheap said, this kind of award, and you kind of touched on it too, Almighty, you can tell he's a great player, when you look at his stats, I believe he said he was 21, 1-1?
21, 1-0.
21, 1-0. So, like, the fact that, the fact that he has that kind of record, that shows that he's contributing to his team, and, I know that he doesn't have the most points in the world, but defensemen, they're not necessarily there to give points, but they're trying to, help the goalie, try make sure that forwards are not getting easy opportunities. And his team was one of the best defensively. You didn't see them letting many goals in in the games they played, and especially in the games that Almighty played. So I've never played against them or with them, but when you look at the stats, you can tell he's a really good player and could probably be NHL easily come this season or maybe next season.
Like we said, yeah, he's going to start out in the NHL this season. He was drafted. I think what really stood out for me, other than 21 wins, as someone who plays defense, 11 hits shows that he's smart and stays in position, most likely, plus 57. So, he's obviously got the ice awareness that you need as a defenseman, and he's not just trying to goon it up out there. For the OHL, the winner from Kingston, T. Briggs, 7-1-1, a right defenseman, plus 38. Now, he was the exact opposite, 128 hits. Did put in 7 goals and 39 assists with 19 wins. What can you tell me about T. Briggs, B?
T. Briggs, I've had a 1 or 2 encounters with him, but he's a pretty good defenseman, he's always there where he's supposed to be positionally. He has a really good hockey sense, like how to cycle the puck around, get the D-to-D passes going. He's kind of like one of those more playmaking defensemen. He's not necessarily one of those guys that are, he's kind of one of those guys, like he's in the play, he's always trying to look to do what he can to make sure that his team can either stop the pucks from going in the net or put the puck in the net. So I know T. Briggs he's a great player, and I definitely congratulate him on getting this award.
All right, great stuff, great stuff. 2 awards left, goalie and MVP. Let's get to the guys between the pipes. The OHL winner, who, you guys can correct me if you've heard different, Big Tendy, Kitchener, 18-5-1, 229 goals against average, 82.5 save percentage, and 3 shutouts, the most of all the nominees. I checked. I don't see him signed up for this season.
You were paying attention.
Is he seriously not signed up?
As far as I know, I did not see him. I checked the nomination list, or not the nomination list, the draft list, the sign-up list. I'm sorry.
Like an hour ago.
Did not see him signed up. So.
Wow, that's surprising. That's too bad.
Maybe he's got a nice, expensive trip planned since he took home some hardware.
Yeah, he's retired. That's it.
Tape it. Fuck you.
Now, our winner from the Q is signed up. Another one of your NHL teammates, though he's in training camp. 31st overall pick of the most recent NHL draft. And only 31 is going to take home goaltender of the year for the Q. 22-3-3, 261 goals against average, 84.5 save percentage, and 2 shutouts.
Yeah, part of that Frenchy army over there in Valdor.
Yeah.
Not an easy
Valdor,
award to take either, because I know there was a lot of good goalies over there in the queue.
Oh yeah, that was a
Yeah.
tight one.
A lot of winning goalies too. We had only
Yeah.
Golden Aces and Stoli all had 22 wins. Rogers had 18, and Gurley Tendy 16, the fewest, but also had 4 shutouts. So I put him in the mix there as well. So we are down to the last award, the important one. I do it last, so I'll make you guys stick around, even though since we're not doing this live, you could easily just fast forward to the end. But I hope you don't do that. I hope you've stuck with us and listened to some great insight for some great guys. But before we get to the MVP, I cheat. Real quick, give me your feelings on the recently completed CHL season. How do you think it went?
You know what? It was fun. I had a lot of fun this season. Aside from some amateur mistakes, I'm gonna call it, a lot of guys backing out and commitment might not have been there. But there was also a lot of positives this season, a lot of really good managers, and it really showed in the playoffs. The competition in the playoffs this season was some of the best I've ever seen. I tried to watch as much as I could through Twitch, and I was really impressed with the skill level this season. A lot of guys made that push to the NHL. A couple guys, like we said earlier, made rosters. A lot of guys will be playing AHL. All in all, it was just a really good season for talent, in my opinion, for the CHL.
Yeah, I agree. It was clean, I think, for the most part. Like you said, there were a lot of guys who didn't follow through on commitments, and of course, there was a little bit of a trade scandal that got a couple guys banned. But we're not going to dwell on the negatives. We're going to only look at the positives.
What was that called? The circle jerk, I think it was.
Yeah, circle jerk.
Well, those guys are jerks.
Yeah.
Hey, one of them's my AGM.
That guy's a dick. Oh, that kid.
Major. As you said earlier, you didn't have the most successful season, but it sounds like you still had fun. You still did a great job. What are you looking forward to for season 7?
And thank you, Rush. Like I said, I'm hoping that season 7, I'm really looking forward to the skill level and the competition. I love the competition in this league. It's amazing, and like Cheap said, he kind of hit the nail on the head. The competition for season 6 was probably one of the best since probably like season 4, where you had the kids. You had guys like Brickheezy or Nuke Freeman, and a lot of guys that are up there in the NHL, Skid Markey, all those guys. You had a lot of talent in season 4, and I think there was just as much talent this season in season 6, and I'm really looking forward to just as much competition in season 7 and having just as much fun. Hopefully, a little bit more of a success in numbers wise, but definitely had a lot of fun last season. I definitely expect just as much, if not more, fun this season.
Yeah, season 4. Can you tell me one of the GM of the Year nominations for the awards that actually never got handed out that season?
I'm going to take a wild guess and say it was you.
It was me. That's right. That's right.
What team were you managing there, Rush?
The Swift Current Broncos.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, my friend Gunty, I think, was on that team.
Gunty was on that team. I love Gunty.
Yeah, awesome dude.
Great attitude.
The last game of this season, I remember, was Brandon versus you guys, and we were pushing for a playoff spot, and you guys beat us in overtime to eliminate us from playoffs.
I remember that.
Fuck, I was pissed.
And two of the WHL GMs ended up combining to become a Western Conference AHL tandem, and you and Dane, because he was Lethbridge's GM, wasn't he?
Yeah, he took over Lethbridge. He had been trying to pick up me and Wellesley all season, and in the off season he reached out to me and wanted to GM with me. So yeah, we took on the AHL team and we did pretty good. Didn't win it, but still did pretty good.
Yeah, I remember I was with Quebec in season 4. That was definitely rough season.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun. Met some cool guys. Ace, Lyle, there's a couple of those guys over there still around actually. So season 4 definitely a fun season.
Yeah.
Well, hey, that's what we ultimately. What I hope everyone has is fun seasons. Winning, of course, is great, but I my first season we didn't win a lot, but I had a lot of fun. And then season 4 we won a lot, and I had a lot of fun. So sometimes you get the best of both, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing too, right, with all these new signups, especially in the CHL. If you happen to end up on a team that doesn't win a lot, don't let it discourage you, because there's always next season. It's only 9 weeks, 9 weeks plus playoffs, so there's always
Yeah.
next time. I mean, stick it out. It's if a GM sees that you were on a subpar team the season before and saw that you stayed there all season, that speaks volumes in this league. Commitment is one of the best things you can find, especially in the CHL and the AHL levels.
Definitely.
Yes, that is excellent advice. Great words to live by. All right, boys, you ready to bring this home?
Let's do it.
Indeed. Let's go.
The MVPs of the respective leagues, the OHL and the Q. We'll start with the O. The nominees were Bullet, who we've already mentioned a couple times. DeKaiser 65, a center from North Bay, 98 points, 18 wins. Stoner 95, a right wing from London, 93 points plus 37 with 19 wins.
Also,
Nashty 60. I'm sorry, go ahead.
that's also the GM of London.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Took over once Domi left or whatever the
Full time.
situation was over there. Yeah.
Nashty 61, a center from Peterborough, 61 goals, 85 points, so he wasn't really dishing it a lot, but he sure was lighting up the lamp. Plus 25, only 13 wins. He also played a little fewer games than everyone else. And then this gamer tag confuses me a little bit. VVA GS82, left wing Kingston, 59 assists for 78 points, so he was the disher on that team, 18-3-3. I think the winner of this one, no surprise, clean sweep for this guy, Bullet 92.
Mhm.
Again, we've talked about him a couple times, so sorry, Bullet. We're done. We're over you. We're going to go to the queue. To the queue, Kovalev, 27 from Valdorf. I think we went over his stats earlier. 19 wins, jumps right out, you plus 50. Dr. Dangles, PhD, 28 goals, 53 assists, plus 26, 15 wins. Dimitri 19 from Victoriaville, 37, 40, and 77 points, 16 wins. Young Buck from Drummondville, 24 goals, 42 assists, plus 23. And Hitman Dan, center, 21 goals, 38 assists, 59 points, plus 28. The winner, again, you can't deny 19 wins and 103 points. Kovalev, 27 from Valdor.
Yeah, ridiculous numbers.
Definitely. And the Q had a really good competition level when you think about it. Like, there was a lot of teams, like, Chicoutimi, Drummondville, Armada. Like, there was a lot of teams over there that were really competitive, and that's not an easy thing to do, to not only come out with the MVP, but with the level of competition this season for, both divisions. Same with Bullet. That's really huge. That says a lot that you're able to be one of the best players in the league in such a wide field of competition.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Valder, they didn't get it done come postseason time, but, that's how they fall sometimes. And Kovalev can probably rest easy knowing that he was the 13th overall pick by the Bruins in the NHL draft, and I believe he's going to open the season with the Bruins. So congrats to him. And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that every one of our award winners, with the exception of Big Tendy, who I think did not sign up, are opening the season in either the NHL or the AHL. T-Briggs, surprisingly, I thought, was one guy who did not get drafted in the NHL, but he did get a bid from the Milwaukee Admirals, so he's going to be in the AHL. Lazy Joey, I didn't mention, he got an NHL bid from Pittsburgh. He wasn't draft eligible. A lot of these guys were prospects, so a lot of them were draft eligible. So, boys, that is going to do it.
We did it.
We did it. Yes, that is for F5, that is my catchphrase, even though I'm pretty sure I stole it from him. We did it. We did it.
Yes.
Pretty painless, I thought. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it went
A lot of
pretty
fun.
good.
Yeah, I think it went well.
All right. Well, hey, Chief. Good luck in the NHL this season, buddy. I don't know if you have any media plans for there.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm kind of in the works with that right now. I'm reaching out to a couple of people and trying to figure out where I'm going to be best utilized, I guess.
All right. Well, good luck to you, and like I said, I hopefully you have some time and some assets to pound out some media stuff, because I think you do a good job with all that stuff. And, I know it's a summer season, but, anything we can get out is good. Major,
sure.
of course, as I said, is going to be a force with the CHL media this season. He's already cranking out the content. I hope he's not burning himself out too early and saving some stuff for down the road.
Yeah, man, I have an interview coming out sometime tonight or tomorrow with Oshawa GM Pete Cruz, so be looking out for that.
Well, there you go. Hey, if you want to get involved in CHL media, you can message myself, F5 Penguin. You can reach right out to B Major. I, of course, left with no choice as to will be the AHL media liaison for this season. So if you're in the AHL and you want to get involved, reach out to me. We're going to put a nice team together, and we're going to crank out some good media for the last 360 season before we move to the Xbox One, where I think media is just going to explode because of all the new toys we're going to get.
Before the purge.
The purge. Well, hey, yes, and
when I make my return to the CHL.
Yeah, and you know what? It's probably a good chance I'll be right there with you. So,
you want to manage a team, Rush?
Here you go. I tell you what, let's try to get an AHL team so that way we can avoid the CHL. Yes, the purge is coming, but before that, you have one last chance to make a big name for yourself. That's what I'm going to try to do with the Iowa Wild in the AHL. Chief's going to get a chance to show what he could do with Vancouver, and of course, B Major's going to be locking it down in the CHL. Boys, thank you very much for joining me tonight. I hope you guys have a great season, and we will see you guys soon.
Peace.
Peace.